All right, guys, let's talk about some of the tools that you're going to need in order to be successful. All right, and it is pretty simple. The first thing is going to be a vehicle that gets good gas mileage. It can be a newer vehicle. I, prefer a newer vehicle because it provides more gas mileage, and um, is more reliable, so it's not going to be breaking down on me. However, I did start off with a older vehicle, but I'm gonna tell you, it was an older Thunderbird that I was using, and that thing was a gas guzzler. And then I started using a minivan. That was pretty good on gas, but I sized down to a sedan, a Nissan, which gave me excellent mileage. So things that you're going to be need is a vehicle that gets good gas mileage. You're going to need a smartphone, and I suggest you have a camera as well as a backup. Um, most companies are going to want you to use your smartphone. However, if you start getting into commercial inspections, you can use a regular camera or you can use your smartphone, whatever is more convenient for you. But I suggest a smartphone or a camera, just maybe a camera have on hand. Because when I started using a camera, um, the camera had to have a GPS location on it. So I had to purchase a camera that had a GPS stamp. So if that's the case, you can just use your smartphone because your smartphone is going to have your GPS. I wouldn't recommend going out and purchasing an additional product like a camera with GPS capabilities if it's not necessary. Everything can be. You want to keep your expenses low. Now, if you later on, if you choose to go out and purchase a camera or something like that, then that's totally optional, totally up to you. But to keep your expenses low, I just recommend you just use your smartphone. All right, the next thing that you're going to need is a printer and a scanner. Um, and the reason why is because a lot of times, sometimes you have to print out your work orders. So you want to make sure that you have printing capabilities. And sometimes, and for the scanner, sometimes you have to scan a document and email it or something like that. All right, but nowadays a lot of that stuff you can actually do from your phone. um, the next thing that you're going to want to have is your computer. It can be a desktop, tablet, laptop, or even your cell phone, if you can print from it. So, like I said, nowadays you can just do just about everything from your smartphone. I even had a portable printer, that I take with me. So, the next thing is a volt stick. I don't know if you can see this, but this is actually a volt stick. I still actually have it. But I'm going to show you some additional pictures for that, because for a volt stick you're going to need that to check voltage, check the electricity at vacant properties and things like that. So it's recommended that you do have it. You can get one locally. It usually costs under $10 or under. So think about that as well. The next thing that you're going to need is a set of HUD keys. Uh, and for the HUD keys, I have actually two sets. And these keys will allow you to enter vacant properties, especially if the locks have been changed. There's no lockbox, and so this is a way. These are contractor keys, so this is a way for us to enter vacant properties. I mean, there's probably about a dozen or more keys, and he usually and you usually be able to carry those keys with you at all times so that you can access any vacant properties that you need to. And what happens, how do you get these keys? Well, most times the company that you work for will send them out to you, but most times they will charge you a small fee. That's because they had to, pay to, have the keys cut. So, but they will sell them to you, usually at a pretty low cost. Okay. And the next thing that you're going to need is basically a clean criminal history, you know, because um, you are working for a financial institution, so they want to make sure that your record is clean and that you don't have any uh, criminal criminal charges against you and things like that. So you and for a background check, um, most independent contractors have to pay for it themselves. There are some companies that, if you hire on with a company working, doing work for the company, some of those companies will actually pay for them. But, more times than not, you'll end up having to pay for this yourself. And we'll be going into, your background check and things like that later on. So basically, these are the tools that you're going to, need just to be successful in this business. Um, so we're going to be probably diving some more into that a little bit later, but I do want to go over a few more things in our next video, because I want to talk about how much money can you make it doing this. All right, so that'll do it for this video. I will see you in the next one.